Sun Wukong, the original Crash Out.
Alright, bro, look. On today's episode of the Crash Out Files, we are covering one of the pettiest characters in fiction. I don't care what shenanigans Lex Luthor has pulled. I don't care what Dior has done. They are not reaching Sun Wukong's level of...
What about Reverse Flash? That's a petty mother... Sun Wukong could be the craziest monkey of all time, but Reverse Flash literally beat somebody off just so they can nut in his hand. That's crazy.
They are not reaching Sun Wukong's level of petty. Bro legit had zero reason to run the Fae. Not just with the entire Court of Heaven and Lord knows how many deities, but Buddy even tried to throw hands with Buddha himself. A perfect way that I found to describe Wukong at the beginning of Journey to the West is the severe ends of ADHD, right? But on crack. Bro cannot sit still to save his life.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the ugliest movie of all time. Why all monkey movies back in the day were so disgusting?
Bro cannot sit still to save his life. Well, he actually did, but that was a rare occasion. Wukong is a crash out of the highest order, but I'm not gonna be covering the entire story of Journey to the West, but that bit would be way too long. I'm only covering his first crash out until he got pinned under the mountain. Anywho, bro, to start from the beginning. Wukong was born from a rock egg inside of a giant rock on top of a mountain. And the first thing he decided to do was bow to the 4 cardinal directions. Of course, he's not rude. But in the process of doing that, bro fired his laser eye. And they managed to reach the Jade Palace, where the Jade Emperor lives. Basically the big guy upstairs. And everybody was like, huh? What was that? They basically looked down and was like, oh, it's just a stone monkey. And he was like, oh, that's it? Everybody just go back to whatever you were doing. Because apparently a monkey born from a rock being able to shoot lasers is just normal to this guy. Now the stone monkey, he didn't have a name yet, just lived on Flower Fruit Mountain with all the other monkeys. Until one of the monkeys had the genius idea to follow the river to its source. And all the other monkeys was like, what? That's a great idea. So they followed it, and of course it led to a waterfall. But now this poses another question. What's behind the waterfall? Now, between all these other monkeys, none of them was brave enough to go check out what's on the other side. Until Wukong just hopped through. And what did he find? Prime real estate, of course. Bro found a completely furnished crib to live in. And all the other monkeys was like, bet that up. Yes, sir, we rich. And they all decided they just want to live there now. Now, since the stone monkey was the only one brave enough to jump through the waterfall and see what's behind it, they decided to make him king. And they all lived happily ever after in Water Curtain Cave. Until the stone monkey was sitting down one day and was like, hey, George, can I die? By the way, we're calling...
Why George? A monkey named George? I don't know. Something seems a little racist about that, a little racist. Why did you name the monkey George? Was he curious? All right, I'm sorry.
Can I die? By the way, we're calling the monkey who came up with the idea to follow the river George. Cause he curious like that. And George was like,
what the frick is that? What is he sucking on that's brown? Oh, he's sucking his tail. Oh my gosh. All right, get your mind out the gutter. Lock in, twin.
And George was like, yeah, man, you just grow old and die. And the stone monkey's world just got turned upside down because, bro, what? Die? I was just enjoying being born. He decides he can't stand for this. So Brody goes on a pilgrimage. 9 years, 2 whole continents to find a way to extend his life until he ends up on the doorstep of the monk Sabauti. And bro asked Wukong, like, what do you want me to teach you? And bro got straight to the point. He was like, I want to learn how to be immortal. Shut the fuck up, bro. We can't have everybody know I could teach you that. That lesson is reserved for my most dedicated students. And Wukong was like, what? I bet. Sabauti decides to teach him how to be immortal. And Wukong, the most ADHD-ridden character in fiction, somehow studied for 7 years to become immortal. And Buddy was happy. He's like, oh man, I finally managed to increase my lifespan. The monk was like, great, but quick disclaimer, the Court of Heaven doesn't agree with this teaching, so they're gonna try to kill you once every 500 years. Wukong was like, you what? First of all,
why he ain't tell him that from the beginning? He just taught him how to become immortal and was like, hey, the rest is on you, buddy. Like, damn, God, people from the sky about to try to kill me because I want to live forever? I feel like that's something he should have known before he even signed up for this training. Why he ain't tell him that?
Wukong was like, you what? First of all, you're supposed to give the disclaimer before I even agreed to this. The monk was like, relax. I'm gonna teach you how to avoid it. In the first 500 years, they're gonna strike you with lightning. After that, they're gonna cook you, literally. And if those 2 methods don't work, they're just gonna disintegrate you. And Wukong's head was just spinning at this point. Oh, by the way, the monk Sabati was the one who gave Son Wukong his name, meaning monkey awakened to emptiness. Anywho, like I said, bro, Son Wukong's head was just spinning. He ain't know how to take this. But the monk was like, yo, relax. I can teach you how to avoid him. And so he teaches Wukong how to shapeshift into like 72 different things, and also taught him how to fly in the process. And because the monk didn't want to deal with Wukong's shenanigans and him potentially drawing attention to his teachings, bro told him to go the fuck home. And when he finally arrived back at Flower Fruit Mountain, he comes back to find all the other monkeys terrified. Now George is like, hey, yo, where you been? It's been like 16 years. My bad, gang.
60 or 16? 16, right? Not 60. That's way too long.
Hey, yo, where you been? It's been like 16 years. My bad, gang. You know, I had to take time to myself to level up real quick. Why is there less of you guys here? So yeah, about that. While you were gone, this big old demon was just coming around kidnapping monkeys for slaves. Wukong was flabbergasted. And then he got angry. So he goes to the dude's crib and he's like, yo, word on the street is you've been kidnapping my monkeys to use as servants. Run me the fade. And of course, since Wukong just learned a whole bunch of new abilities, he beats the brakes off this dude and take all his monkeys back. And then he thinks for a second, he's like, yo, we cannot have this happening again, bro. Y'all need to learn to defend yourselves. So he trains all of them and give them weapons. Great. But then he's like, damn, none of these weapons work for me, because he's too cool. But here comes George being helpful again. Yo, Wukong, you know, I heard the Dragon King of the East, he has weapons. You might go check up with him. So Wukong goes to the Dragon King's palace to get a weapon. And he wasn't satisfied with anything until he saw this big ass pillar. And he's like, damn, Loki, that would be great, but it's too big. But once he grabs it, it shrunk to the size he desired. And Brody was like, hey, yo, I'm not.
Goku is really modeled after Son Wukong. It's crazy to think that Goku is the clone here. Goku can beat this character. Goku can beat this character. But Goku can't beat the original. I don't even know why I'm trying to start up this controversy, bro.
I'm not gonna go crazy with this right here. But the Dragon King of the East was just flabbergasted because, bruh, that pillar weighs like 17,000 pounds. Now, Wukong was absolutely happy, but then he was like, damn, bro, this is great, but the fit ain't fitting. I got this cool-ass staff, but some FUBUs on my feet. And this is where the crash out begins. Because bro was like, hey, yo, Dragon King, you got a fit for me that could go with this? With like some black forces or anything? And the Dragon King was like, before you answer that, I might just have to test the potency of this staff on your head. I'm gonna just convene with my brothers and we'll see if we can get you something. Brody really threatened the Dragon King just so he could get a fit to go with the staff. Anywho, the Dragon King convened with his brothers and they made him this golden armor with some black forces because this nigga's unhinged. And they sent him on his way. He gets back to Flower Fruit Mountain and decided he wanted to show off.
He knocked off a mountain?
Gets back to Flower Fruit Mountain and decided he wanted to show off his fit. But in all his excitement, he transforms into a giant version of himself, scaring a bunch of the local demon kings on Flower Fruit Mountain. And they all pulled up and was like, hey bro, we don't want any problems. And Wukong was like, oh, bet that up. Hey, finally got some respect around this bitch. And he goes back to living his daily life, chilling. But one day as he was sleeping, two emissaries of King Yama, the guy who rules the underworld, comes and takes his soul. And he woke up and beat the brakes out of both of them, killing them. And he rampaged his way up to the 10 Kings to launch a complaint. He pulls up and is like, hey, yo, this is an injustice. I'm supposed to be immortal, and somehow I was kidnapped out of my sleep and brought to the underworld. Somebody gotta pay. And the 10 Kings were like, yo, relax. It was probably just a mistake. Mistake? Yeah, bro, you probably were supposed to die today, and it's in the Ledgers of Death, so it's not their fault. Who's at fault? They're like, look, just go and check the Ledgers of Death if your name is still in there. So Wukong goes and checks for his name, finds it in the Ledger of Death, erases it, along with a bunch of other monkeys he knows, including George. By the way, he wasn't supposed to do that, so they tried to catch him, but he rampages his way out of hell. He goes back to Flower Fruit Mountain and is like, hey, yo, y'all boys, we immortal. And them niggas celebrated.
He cheated mortality. He just made all his friends immortal too. They didn't even have to train for it, so basically, I'm assuming because they didn't train the same way he did. Now, Son Wukong, he's gonna be hunted every 100 years. I'm assuming his monkey friends don't have that same luxury.
It's like, hey, yo, y'all boys, we immortal. And them niggas celebrated. Meanwhile, the Jade Emperor is getting a bunch of complaints about this Monkey King. And he was getting tired. And he's like, bro, we need to arrest this man. But the Gold Star of Venus was like, hey, how about instead of arresting him, we just invite him to be part of the Court of Heaven. Then we can keep a watch on him and whatever he does. And the Emperor's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. So they went and got him. The Jade Emperor's like, hey buddy, so we're gonna give you this cool position called the P-Mao Inn. You're gonna be head of the Imperial Stables. And he's like, bet that up. Bro, he is excited about this job, bro. He got a job. He's happy. Until one day, he made the mistake of asking what rank he is. And one of the Celestials was like, yeah, buddy, you are like all the way at the bottom of everything, of everybody. And Wukong gets hot. He's like, ain't no way, bro. They need to put...
Yo, these monkey expressions are killing me, bro. What's going on? Yo, look at his face, y'all. This man is perplexed.
Wukong gets hot. He's like, ain't no way, bro. They need to put some respect on my name. I'm Big Dog Wukong. So he rampages his way out of heaven and heads back to Water Curtain Cave to sulk. Bro was sitting there like, ain't no way, bro. These niggas playing with me, bro. Like, shit, like the Big Dog Wukong.
He got a little ego.
The great sage equal to heaven. He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great time. Bro, I am the great sage equal to heaven. Now, the Jade Emperor...
That is a hard title. That is a hard title. The Great Sage equal to heaven? Come on, chat. He cooking. He cooking.
The Jade Emperor hears about this. He's like, oh my goodness, bruh. Somebody go get him. So they send the Mighty Spirit God to get him. And he gets his ass beat. And after that, they decided to send Neja after him. And let me tell you, bro, Neja is so cool. Like, he got these flaming wheels that he rides on, bro. There's like a whole movie.
Helios.
Neja's like, yo, stop being a crybaby and come out. And Wukong's like, yo, go tell me, boss, I want to be called the Great Sage equal to heaven. By the way, this is Wukong's entire reason for crashing out the way he does. Like, Brody crashed out over a title. Neja's like, bump that, bro. We're gonna square up. Neja transforms into this 3-headed, 6-armed creature to fight Wukong. And
Asura with 3 heads. Oh my gosh. Don't get mad at me, video game players. I know y'all probably hot right now. That's not Asura. My fault, chat. Y'all know I like to make jokes. It wasn't funny. I'm sorry. Bro,
we're gonna square up. Neja transforms into this 3-headed, 6-armed creature to fight Wukong. And Wukong was like, bet, and does the same thing. And they were pretty evenly matched. Until Wukong decides he wants to pull a Naruto. Bro makes a clone, tricks Neja, and then bonked him on the head. Neja losing, flies back to heaven, is like, he bonked me on the head. He said he wants to be called the Great Sage equal to heaven. The Jade Emperor is like, the Great what? You know what? I'm tired of playing these games. You send the army and off with his head. But the God Star of Venus who was there, he's like, yo, chill, relax. Why don't we just do as he says? Huh? I mean, we just give him an empty title. That way, we don't have to lose our entire army fighting one monkey. The Jade Emperor agrees, and they went together.
Pretty smart.
They're like, all right, Wukong, you know, we recognize you, and you will be known as the Great Sage equal to heaven. They give this man his own luxurious little room, bro, where he gets his own servants and waited on, bro, like feeding grapes. Bro was happy. But then one of the Celestials was talking to the Jade Emperor, and he's like, wait, what happens when Wukong gets bored? Because with how Wukong is, it's not a matter of if, but when he gets bored. And the Jade Emperor got some more flashbacks. He's like, fuck, we need to do something about this. So he's like, Wukong, I got an important, like, super important job for you, buddy. I need you to tend to the Garden of Immortal Peaches. And Wukong is excited because, hey, he has an important job to do. And the Jade Emperor sighs with relief because he's like, whew, that'll keep him busy for a while. But remember, Wukong is 1, impulsive, 2, has ADHD on crack. So when he's watching the Immortal Peaches, he's bored. And he's like, damn, these are some delicious looking peaches. Let me try one. Next thing you know, nigga ate the entire Garden of Peaches, making him doubly immortal. So when it's time to have the Heavenly Peach Festival, the Queen Mother of Heaven sends her maidens to get the peaches. And when they got there, they're like, yo! Wukong, what have you done? Where are all the peaches? And Wukong getting caught, he's like, shit. He knocks him out and tie him up. And then he's like, hey, yo, did they say something about a party? I wasn't invited? So bro transforms into a random celestial.
Nah, he's the problem. He's the problem, bro. Sun Wukong is the problem. If all this is true, Sun Wukong is literally the problem. He got an ego. He's stupid. He just does things for no reason. What is wrong with him? This is why you can't give monkeys power. I tell y'all this all the time. If I had power, I would turn it to hit.
So bro transforms into a random celestial that was invited and goes to the party. When he gets there, he smells the wine. He's like, shit, we about to get fucked up. He drinks all the wine. Now bro is stupidly drunk, stumbling around to find somewhere to, sleep this off. And he somehow stumbles into Lao Tzu's laboratory, where this man was working on some pills of immortality. And he had like 4 different gourds of them. And Wukong proceeds to shovel every single one of them down his throat, which made him like quadruply immortal, because
and he's greedy. He's everything. He's the problem with people, bro. You get power, you start doing shit. He got drunk and started eating all the immortal pills. He's not even a crash out, bro. He just stupid.
Which made him like quadruply immortal, because the wine also made him immortal too. But also, it sobered him up, and he's like, shit, I'm fucked. So he runs away to hide from the consequences of his action. And everybody that he wronged, the 7 maidens, Lao Tzu, the random celestial he impersonated, all goes to complain to the Jade Emperor. They're like, hey, yo, bro, Wukong ruined the festival. He ate all the peaches, drunk the wine, and he got into Lao Tzu stuff. And the Jade Emperor was just tired at this point. He's like, oh my God, bro, this nigga had one job. We gave him one singular job and he failed. You know what? Send the army after him. This time I'm done. So they send the army after him. He beats the shit out of the entire army. Meanwhile, the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin, who was invited to the festival, pulls up and she's like, where's the festival? What's going on? And they explain to her what Wukong did. So she sends her attendant Moksha to check out what's going on. Moksha gets into a fight with Wukong, eventually losing. So he goes back to Kuan Yin. He's like, hey, yo, that nigga is strong, bro. What the hell? And he done demolished the entire army down there. Kuan Yin's like, oh, well, I know somebody that might be able to help. So they send Erling Shen to fight him because he's just that guy. And still, Wukong was matching this man in battle. While they were having their crazy transformation battles, Lao Tzu pulls up with a diamond snare and catches Wukong. Great! But what do we do with him? And the Jade Emperor, completely forgetting what the word immortal means, tried a bunch of different ways to kill him, which doesn't work. Until Lao Tzu's like, hey, what? We can shove him in my brazier of 8 trigrams for 49 days. That should remove all the immortality out of him and leave him dead in the process. So, hey, everybody wins. And that's what they decided to do. 49 days later, they open the brazier and Brody is mad because the only thing the brazier did was turn his eyes red from the smoke. And yeah, he's pissed, so he beats his way out of heaven. And everybody's like, ah, shit, here we go again. Now, at this current point, the Jade Emperor...
At this point, just leave bro alone. Just leave him alone. Let him do whatever he wants. Because every time y'all mess with him, things get worse. He's obviously a crash out. And everything y'all do in response to him doing what he wants, it gets worse for y'all. Let him do what the he wants, bro.
At this current point, the Jade Emperor is so he's just so tired of this. He is completely done with Wukong shenanigans and doesn't see any other way. So he calls the Buddha for help. He's like, oh my God, bro, can you like come down here and
he
help us?
asked
Like,
God.
We tried everything. We can't with this monkey.
He asked the ultra God, like the God goes to. He had to call the supreme God. They had to pray up to the other heaven, the upper level of heaven, to get their God.
So Buddha pulls up while Wukong is fighting like 36 thunder deities. And he's like, hey, yo, Wukong, bro, what's going on? And Wukong being in his head, he's like, you know what? Forget being the great sage equal to heaven. I feel like overthrowing the Jade Emperor. And Buddha's like, yeah, great. Want to make a bet? And Wukong's like, bet? I love gambling. Let's go. And Buddha's like, if you can jump out of the palm of my hands, you can become the Jade Emperor. And Wukong's like, that's it? Bro stands on Buddha's palm and does a huge backflip to the edge of the universe. When he gets there, he sees 5 pillars. And bro's like, I'm about to make a great emperor when I get back. But before he leaves, he pees on one of the pillars because monkey and graffitis his name on it. He goes back and he's like, ha! I made it to the edge of the universe.
That was his hand. That was his hand. It looked like another hand. He just pissed on somebody's hand. Why did he do that?
To the edge of the universe. Give me my new position. And Buddha's like, right. Look at my hand. I'm pretty sure you recognize the smell and yeah, the graffiti too. And Wukong was like, shit, I done fucked around. And he was not trying to find out, so he tries to run away. But Buddha, being the Buddha, smacks his ass and the hand turned into a mountain. And they put a seal on top of the mountain so he couldn't get out. And Brody was stuck there for like 500 years until Tripitaka came to start the journey to the west. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Sun Wukong crashed out over a fucking title. Brody was so mad they wouldn't call him the great sage equal to heaven, he decided to squabble up with the entire court of heaven and had to mess around and find out with Buddha. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like.
W video, bro. W video. I cannot believe that Sun Wukong did all of that over a title.